Well, that was an absolute embarrassment. Absolute embarrassment. It was shocking. From minute 1 to minute whatever Will Keane scored when I left. Shambolic. Absolutely horrific. I think that's the worst performance of the season. Listen, we've had some stinkers, like, let's have it right. Some games where we've just not been able to score, or, you know, we've just been generally awful. But that was everything. It was awful. Like, there's nothing else you can say other than that was awful. And I could finish there if I wanted to now, but I won't. Listen, and everyone's on Twitter and that, and people are going to blame Parker and say, well, it's Parker's fault for making 9 changes, and it is. I do agree with that. He shouldn't have disrespected it the way he did. But the big but for me, the 11 players he did choose to go and play today were better than anything Preston have to offer. And, you know, we had enough on that pitch to win that game, and they didn't turn up. They didn't come remotely close. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, beat about the bush. Preston were the better team. They were first to every second ball, and Preston 100,000,000% deserved to win that game. They deserved to be in the quarterfinals of the cup. We got what we deserved, which was nothing. So listen, full credit to Preston. You were the better team on the day you won, and you got what you deserved. I hope you go out in the quarterfinals, obviously, but they got what they deserved on the day, and that was the win. But it just showed it. It just encapsulated why a lot of these players don't play. My mate Perez again. I just don't ever want to see him pull a shirt on again. He's just genuinely hopeless. He just can't judge the flight of a ball. The first goal is him because he can't judge the flight of the ball. He gives the foul away, and that's because of him. The second goal, it's not really been picked up on. It's not been talked about. But the second goal's offside. The lad Ledson's waiting offside, comes back on, waiting for Esteve to play it so he can come back on. Well, that's interfering with play because you're making him play the ball because you stood there waiting for him. It was offside. Linesman should have put his flag up. We've got VAR there today, I think, and he still didn't do anything. Second goal's offside, but, it's by the by. They didn't deserve it. I'm not saying, the goal would have changed anything. It's not, but, people who've played the game will tell you, he's there, he's interfering with play, waiting for it to bounce. He's offside. That should have been offside. Third goal, shambolic again, just switch off, one ball in behind. And I've come on here and I've said before about players, I think I've said something along the lines of, I can't remember which one it was. Whoever signed Perez and Utonji and the other guy, the right back, Sambo, should be sacked. And I take it back. I don't mean that. I mean the guy who signed Sambo, Perez, Utonji, Oliver Son should be sacked because that right back, I know he's not played much. I know he hasn't played much, and I can live with that. But you've just played a team who are below your level today, and you got torn apart by a lad we let go because he wasn't good enough. Sonny, rubbish, absolute hopeless. Perez, hopeless. Goalie, less said about him the better. And another one here, Joe Worrell. We spent £3 to £4 million on him. Rubbish, absolute rubbish. Humphreys is gone now for the season. We know you're not going to see Humphreys play again, and yes, it means we've got to see Perez play at left back for the rest of the season, which is a catastrophe in itself. We should have had a left back in January, and we never got one, but we never got a striker either. The thing no one's talking about, Humphreys was also our cover at centre half. So behind CJ and Esteve now, we have Joe Worrell, who's proved today he isn't good enough. But if two of them get injured, what have we got? Nothing. We've got Joe Worrell, or we've got one of the three available. And who? A kid out the 23s. We've got nothing. Behind, now Humphreys is injured. We've got nothing. Listen, that was a real chastening experience, that today. It was just shocking. Across the pitch, we were awful. The subs, You can't bring Josh Laurent on in a game that you're trying to turn around and win, because he's rubbish too. You know, Ashley Barnes comes on, does nothing. Why didn't he bring Edwards on at half time? I know we've got a game on Tuesday and it's a big game that you've got to win and that. And I appreciate that, but you know, today was a big game. We had the chance to be 90 minutes away from Wembley. Like, you know, most people, you know, I'm 27, so I don't know when I'm not clued up on the history, but maybe Sherpa Van in the 90s, was it 80s? I don't know, whenever it was the last time we got to like a cup final or semi-final at Wembley, excluding the playoffs, like, because that's just through your league. Like, when was the last time we got to Wembley with a cup run? I remember the semi-finals in 08-09, like, we were close. But other than that, we've nothing. We were potentially, or we would have been, with the strongest team probably 90 minutes away from 90 minutes and a good draw away from Wembley. And, you know, at 2-0 down, he brought Laurent and Barnes on. It's not going to change anything, is it, really? You know, I don't know. I'm furious about that today. But, you know, the best team on the day won. We've been beat by a bang average Championship team. Convincingly, by the way. We've had 3 put on us for the first time all season. You know, and another one, this is my closing point, and this to me says a lot about the team. You know, I keep hearing, oh, it's a good group, and Scott Parker said it's a great group. We've got players doing interviews, Jaden, like, oh, it's a good group. Your mate was allegedly, let's get that out there, allegedly racially abused by Osmajic 2 weeks ago, right? Not one of you set of pussies went near him. Not one of you. Not one person put a challenge in on him. It was an embarrassment. That just summed up the whole performance to me. His first touch of the ball should have been bang through him, Rose head, have it on the floor, push him back down when he tries getting up. Say, no, you've allegedly racially abused my teammate. You know, that's your teammate, and not one of you stood up to be counted for today and put a challenge in on him. Nothing. First challenge should have been bang, Rose head, see you later, thanks for coming. Next one, bang, and again. Every time he got the ball, he should have been hammered. Joe Worrell had one little nibble at him shoulder to shoulder, but the rest of them just pussyfooted round him. He should have been nowhere. His ankles all game. He should have been black and blue in when he went off the pitch. He shouldn't have even been on the pitch, but he was, and that's by the by. So there's nothing like anyone can do about that. He played, and he should have been hammered from minute 1 to minute 90. Them lads should have been kicking lumps out of him in support of your teammate, and not one of you did anything. An absolute embarrassment. Listen, credit to Preston, deserve the win, and for us, it's on to Tuesday. Like, we have to get promoted now. You've messed about with the cup. You've laid your intent, like, you've set your stall out now. You want to get promoted. You have to go and win on Tuesday. I'm recording this before Sheffield United have played. I don't have a clue what the Leeds score is. They were 1-1 last time I looked, so I have no idea. It's 2:15. I have no idea what score Leeds is. It was 1-1 last time I looked. So hopefully, Sheff, you can drop some points and we can close that gap even more, or get into the top 2 on Tuesday. But you have to go and win. You've set your stall out now. Promotion's your number 1 thing. Still got something to play for. You've got to dust yourselves off and go again with a full strength 11. Hopefully, the lads who were involved again on Tuesday have learned the lessons from today, and we'll just have to go again, just because it can't get any worse than that.